This is a 9th generation Toyota Corolla, and not just any Corolla. This is the performance trim called the XRS. I'm sure most people might not have heard of it because Toyota didn't market it well like most of their previous performance cars. Well, this one is a rare one to find with only 7,000 built between 2005 and 2006. It was targeted at the Civic Si, Focus SVT, and Sentra SER in the sport compact performance arena. It not only seats 5 with 4 doors, it also included other performance upgrades, which I'll get to in this video. And here's the performance Corolla I'm talking about. Let's take a look at the exterior. The exterior of the car looks just like a Toyota Corolla S with the front lip, side skirts, and rear skirts. The difference though is that the XRS has the 16-inch wheels and it is lowered about 1 inch. Here's the rear of the car and you can see the lower lips right here, and the XRS has the XRS badging right here. Just to be clear, XRS doesn't really stand for anything. Some people think that it stands for Extreme Rally Sport, but this is not really a rally car. So XRS is just some cool letters put together. Now let's take a look at the inside. And with the inside, the XRS has a special leather shift knob, and it has the sport seats. And here are the rear seats with the same material as the front seats. Looking at the rear seats in the trunk area, there is a cross brace right here which prevents the seats from folding forward. You can see the X impression behind this plastic panel. The pedals are pretty closely spaced, which may be ideal for some heel-toe action, but me with my big feet stepping on the clutch pedal, sometimes I find myself also accidentally stepping on the clutch pedal rest right here. Now let's take a look at the engine bay. The 9th generation Corolla XRS shares the same 2ZZ GE 1.8 liter 4-cylinder engine as the Toyota Celica GTS, Matrix XRS, and Lotus Elite. It's rated at 170 horsepower and 127 pound-foot of torque. What's so special about this one? Well, it has VVTLi, which is Toyota's version of Honda's iVTEC. The best part about this engine, as mentioned earlier, is that it uses variable valve timing, which kicks in around 6,500 RPM and pulls to an 8,000 RPM redline. It also includes a sportier 6-speed manual transmission. There is also a front strut bar developed by Yamaha, and it also includes this rod dampener here. So how much do you guys think it weighs? Let's find out right now. 2,639 pounds. And that weight is just a little above a half a tank of gas. What is my impression driving this thing for the first time? Well, the steering wheel is a little vague, but once you get to a certain point, it does firm up a little. The shifter is pretty long. I mean, I thought it was going to be a shorter shift, but the shifts are pretty long. Being a sportier version of the Corolla, I thought it would be much shorter. The seat has this material that kind of grips you, but the lumbar supports are a little wide, so the lumbar support doesn't really keep you in the seat. This is the 9th generation Toyota Corolla XRS, and there was a 10th generation Corolla XRS that was offered, but it took the 2.4 liter 160 horsepower motor from the Toyota Camry, and it did not have the VVTLi that this one had. VTEC just sounds so much smoother than VVTLi, and that may be why VVTLi is not as popular as VTEC. This will be my first time experiencing VVTLi, so let's see how it feels like. It's pretty fun, but there's only about maybe 1,500 RPM worth of VVTLi, because it seems to be kicking at about 62 to 6,500 RPM and only taking it up to redline, which is at 8,000 RPM. So it's not much, but it is pretty fun. It is very Honda VTEC-like. What I've noticed about this clutch is that it shifts fine when driving normal, but when you're in the higher RPMs, it's very botchy trying to put it into gear. So the clutch pedal may need to be bled. The XRS trim alluded to performance and excited enthusiasts. Who wouldn't want a performance 4-cylinder with a high cam lobe that revs to 8,000 RPM, especially with 4 doors? The 2ZZ even included variable timing control, which Honda soon later implemented into their K series. All this technology and sales still didn't go well. Much like many of Toyota's last generation entry-level performance cars, the Toyota Celica and MR2, and I'll even include the Lotus Elise since it used the 2ZZ, Toyota just couldn't develop a chassis and engine that was performance-oriented, nor offer a performance trim that was more extreme than the standard MR2 Spider with 2ZZ. It seems that Toyota is always leaving something out, and I believe they've learned because the latest collaborations with other car manufacturers with performance experience like the BRZ or GT and upcoming BMW Supra may help them in the performance arena, but can you really say that it's a Toyota now? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button and share if you did to support my channel. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.